Raylon here. Today is yet again at a build showcase, and it's the dual Kamas Prime. Today I'm going to show you 3 builds, so let us immediately start. For the first setup, this is the new player setup. The mods I'm using here, we have Pressure Point for increased damage, Reach for range, Sacrificial Steel for critical chance, Organ Shatter for critical damage, Fury for attack speed, Glade Thermite for critical chance and critical damage, critical chance per combo multiplier, North Wind for cold, Fever Strike for Toxin, and Cold. Gives you Viral. When you proc Viral to enemies, enemies will take more damage from any source. And that's it. These mods here I will highly recommend new players to use. And now it's time for me to show you the Steel Path builds. For the second setup, this is the Exposure setup. The mods I'm using here, we have Conditioned Overload for melee damage plus status type, Prime Reach for range, Blood Rush and VP Wounds for a lot of critical chance and status chance per combo multiplier, Quickening for attack speed and couple count chance, Prime Fever Strike for Toxin, Vicious Frost for cold status chance, cold and Toxin, gives us Viral, and Galvanized Steel for critical chance critical damage. And that's it. These are the mods. For the Action Weapon Adapter, I will highly recommend for you to use. It's going to be any Tenakai. For the Arcane, melee exposure and ability cast, you gain corrosion damage on melee strikes for 25 seconds, stacks up all the way up to 240, which is a lot of increased damage and free corrosion damage. That's the Arcane. For the stats over here, the attack speed is above average, range is below average, combo duration is average, follow through is below average, Riven Dispo isn't half bad at all, critical chance, critical damage, attack speed is, for me personally, by far the best in slot, and I will remove quickening for it. Critical chance is average, critical damage is average, stash chance is average, and total damage is below average. And that's it. These are the stats, the mods, the Arcane, and now it's time for me to show you the final setup. And for the final setup, this is the Influence setup. The mods I'm using here, you're going to remove Conditional Overload, Prime Fever Strike, and Vicious Frost for Prime Pressure Point for increased damage, Shocking Touch for electricity, and Galvanized Elementalist for status damage and status chance. And that's it. These are the mods. For the Action Weapon Adapter, you can use whatever Tenakai you have. For the Arcane, Melee Influence, only Electricity status effect, which we do have over here. 20% chance for Elemental status effect to apply to every enemy in 3-meter radius for 18 seconds. This is going to help you out a lot with clear. That's the Arcane. And for the stats, instead of Viral, it's going to be just Electricity. And that's it. These are the stats, the mods, the Arcane, and now it's time for me to show you these 3 builds against the units. Alright, let's start. This is the new player setup. I'm going to spawn level 40, regular star chart, or cumulative dudes. No buffs, armor strip. We're going to just press the melee attack button and win. For regular star chart, of course, this thing is going to be overkill. As you can see, it annihilates everything. There we go. Now, if I were to spawn like level 70 RBs level enemies, these guys are still regular star chart. It will still like desecrate them. As you can see. Needs a couple more hits, but once you get some combo, this thing will of course annihilate. Heavy gunners, they're really tanky, but as you can see, without any buffs, it ate them. These doodlies. There we go. These guys. And that's it. That's the new player setup. Now for the Steel Path builds. The next one is going to be the Exposure setup. There it is. I will spawn now level 205. Steel Path. Or cumulative dudes. No buffs. We're going to spam abilities to get melee exposure stacks. There it is. 240 increased corrosion damage. And now we need to get some combo and stacks. There we go. 5x. 8x. Orange. You can now see orange crits. Recast my ability for melee exposure. And yeah, it's fine. It works. Let me show you again. Heavy gunner. Goodbye. One more time. One more time. Spawn the exact same units. We have 12x combo. Heavy gunner. There we go. This heavy gunner. Also, goodbye. Now these units, we have a guaranteed yellow crit into orange crits. It's fine. And there we go. That's the melee exposure setup. And now for the final setup, influence. Swap. Spawn the exact same units. We need to get some combos, some stacks. We're going to spread electricity in 20 meter radius, thanks to influence, as you can see. It's an old prime, but it works. If you were to add a couple of buffs, it's going to clear. There we go, heavy gunners. These guys are very tanky, remember. And... goodbye. Come on. Oh. There we go. Now, if I were to use some buffs, for example, Nourish, the most common helmet ability, everybody can use. I'm going to spread viral and electricity in a 20 meter radius, and our clear is going to be much better. Heavy gunners. And there you go. And that's it. Those are 3 builds. Now it's time for me to show you the influence setup against Steel Path enemies. So, let's go. And we are in. I'm up against the corrupted enemies at the Void. Steel Path, of course, it's survival. The map is for mod. Going to show you this build right here. Influence setup. We're spreading the electricity thanks to influence. Get me away from the Jade, please. No buffs. I will use some buffs. This weapon is old, has very old stats, and not the greatest overall DPS. So you need to help it with some buffs. For example, I will use Nourish and my first ability. Now I have heat and viral electricity. Now I'm going to spread it in a 20 meter radius, and my clear is going to be much better. It's an old prime, it works, as you can see. It can clear with influence, it can clear with exposure. It's a very fast prime. Good Riven Dispo. There we go. This doodly, goodbye. These units. Recast my abilities. There we go. Yeah, it's an old prime. Nothing special. We do have much better melee weapons than this guy. I just want to make a build video of dual commas for the dual commas users, or maybe some people really like the design of these weapons. So here we go. You can now see this weapon in action with 2 builds and a new player setup, of course. Maybe a new player sees this weapon and goes, man, I want this weapon in my life. I'm gonna recast my abilities. Swing, swing, swing. Alright, let's wait for the Acolyte to spawn now. There he is. Recast my abilities. Akiboy's here. Let's see against the Akiboy. Melis. Sure. Where are you? There he is. Let me just roll. Use the magnet thing. Oof. Be careful. And there he goes. It does some damage, of course, with buffs. It works. I think you guys seen enough. Time for me to leave. And be right back. And there we go. The dual commas prime are fine. It's not a horrible weapon, nor it's a very good weapon. It works. If you like these weapons or the design, go for it. That's the weapon. Those are the builds. I hope you guys enjoyed the builds. Thank you yet again everybody for watching. Leave a like and sub. And of course, see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.